And we are recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dead Planet. This is session 3 of 4. We are running on the Gauntlet Online Gaming Community. My name is Mike, and I'll be your GM tonight. Like I said, this is our third session of 4. We've had a bit of a player shuffle since the last one. A little bit about myself. I've been playing with Gauntlet for about 2 years, jamming for about six months or so. I've been playing role-playing games for a very long time. Going on, geez, I've been started playing role-playing games way back in 1981, so we're going on 40 years here. A lot of D&D, a lot of GURPS, a lot of Champions, fair amount of Call of Cthulhu, a lot of Pathfinder. In more recent years, and probably about 5 or 6 years ago is when I discovered indie games. My gateway drug was Dungeon World, and there's kind of been no going back. I'm kind of all in on indie games, story games now. Anyway, enough of me. Why don't we go around the table? Let's go left to right as I see my players on my Zoom window. So Abe, would you please introduce yourself? Oh, and I'm sorry, my pronouns are he, him. If you tell us your name, your pronouns, and maybe tell us a little bit about your character.
I'm Abe. I've been on the Gauntlet for about maybe a year, maybe a little less. I started playing back in the Blue Box D&D days, first edition AD&D. Dropped out of it pretty much for a few decades, and in the past year or two, I've been getting back into it. And I've been really kind of stoked in all the indie stuff. I'm kind of not really a fantasy guy anymore. I just like sci-fi, modern day, post-apocalypse, and I'm just stoked to play. I mean, I've played Mothership before, and I'm interested in seeing how this all plays out with the new system.
Cool, thank you. Jason, would you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jason, he, him pronouns. And I am playing Sparks. Sparks is the outlaw character. He has shown himself to be cautious, and he's real excited about this whole thing. He just wants to get the ship fixed and get the hell out of here. And he looks like Harry Dean Stanton from Alien.
So, hi, I'm Brandon. My character is Thorn, who goes by any pronouns, and in fact, doesn't advertise their gender to non-intimates. They are ambiguous in their look. Thorn is a psychic. Humans are not naturally psychics. Thorn is a psychic because they have an implant of basically alien tissue, as you can see by the scars on the side of their head. They are nominally in charge of this, or were nominally in charge of this pack of interstellar courier / data smugglers before things went to hell.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Before we get into play, I want to take a short talk about safety at the RPG table. So on the character keeper, if you could all click over to the safety and resources tag. Safety is very important when we're playing a role-playing game, especially a game that has horror elements like Dead Planet. So with safety tools are some ways that we can try to mitigate issues that will sometimes come up in play. the big thing is, we're a bunch of strangers that are getting together on the internet, and it looks like we lost Jason. Hopefully, he will be back. I'm going to keep going. He's already heard the safety spiel from the previous sessions. Where was I going? Oh, right. So we're a bunch of strangers that are getting together on the internet to play a game, and the idea is to have fun. And safety tools are a way that we can, make sure we're having fun and not having to deal with things that are going to upset us. Because each of us individually is more important than this game we're playing. So we're going to be playing with 3 different safety tools. The first and most basic is called Open Door, and that means everyone here is free to come and go as they please. Anyone can call a break at any time. If anyone decides that this game is not to their liking, you can, if you want to, if you've decided that this game isn't to your liking, it's absolutely fine to say, I'm not having a great time here. I think I'm going to go do something else. In which case we will say, that's absolutely fine. Have fun. Hope to see you around. That's Open Door. That means the door is open. You can come and go as you please. If you are going to leave and not come back, I would appreciate the courtesy of letting us know that you aren't intending to come back. But if you just leave, okay, I suppose. The next safety tool that we're going to be using is the X, N, and O cards. These are tools that we can use to indicate how things that we can use to indicate how we're feeling about the game. The X card is the most basic. The X card basically means we're going to put that we've encountered something in this game that you don't want to deal with. If something happens in the game that makes you uncomfortable, that is problematic, it's a subject matter that you just don't want to deal with, you can say the phrase X card. If you're on video, you can make an X card gesture with your, crossing your wrists or cross your fingers. The dice roller that we're going to be using also has an X card button that you can just click. That'll display an X on everyone's screens. So that means so when you invoke the X card, that means we need to pause, and we need to have, and as players, we're going to have a brief discussion as to what we need to change. Do not need to tell us why, but we will ask you what we need to remove. Once we're satisfied with that, we know what needs to be taken out, we'll then rewind the scene, replay without that problematic element, and we'll just keep going. X card, don't be shy with the X card. If I introduce an NPC whose name is the same as that person you just can't stand at work, and you want a different name, X card it. We'll change the name, just NPC. That's fine. It doesn't have to be something that you find really, really problematic. Lesser than the X card, but still pretty important, is the N card. And the N card is sort of like the kind of like the yellow card on a soccer field. That means that I don't like where this is going. I don't necessarily want you to stop, but I think we need to be cautious. So if you invoke the N card, we're not necessarily going to pause, but that's a signal that we need to tone down what we're doing. We need to tone down what we're doing and approach the subject matter with caution. And maybe let's move on to the next scene as quickly as we can. And again, you can say the word N card, or better yet, type N in the video chat window. That's a good way to signal. And finally, there's the O card, and that just means, yeah, I'm fine with what's going on. Especially in a horror game, if we can sometimes introduce elements that make you go, ugh. And sometimes it's hard to tell if an is a good one or a bad one. Sometimes in a horror game, it's fun to get scared, but having a visual reaction, having a visual negative reaction may not mean that may mean that you love it and that you're getting what you want out of this game. So if we are doing something where I'm not sure whether or not things are going, if I'm introducing an edgy element, I may type I may type O ? In the chat window, like I just did now. And if things are cool and you're okay with this, type O back, and that's a signal to me like, yep, yeah, I'm scared about this. I'm scared about this, or I don't like this, but but in a good way. My character's scared. I the player, am loving it. So that's the O card. It means yep. It means yep. I'm fine. Any questions about the XN and O cards? Awesome. Okay. Finally, the last tool we're going to use are called lines and veils. So these are subjects that we define at the start of the game that we know are problematic, and we are going to either not include at all in the case of a line, or we're going to approach with caution. That's a veil. So a line is just that. It's something that we have just decided will not happen in the game. I've got a few lines that I pretty much always play with. So yeah, if something is a line, it's just not going to be there. I'm not going to introduce it as a GM, and you as the players aren't going to introduce that as a player. Veils are subjects or areas where we can acknowledge exists in the world. We may see signs that it had happened, but it will not happen on camera, and it will certainly not happen. It will certainly not happen to a player character. So if the subject does come up, it may be in historical context. You may hear reports or see signs that sort of thing may have happened. Or if it's something that's happening actively, it will fade to black, or the camera's going to like point over there. I also on the safety and resources tab, I have a number of I have a list of things that are frequently lined or veiled in many games. If you want to take a look over that, and please put a check in the line or veil line for any subjects that you wish to change, or if you have any other things that you wish to add, please go ahead and add that, and we'll add that to the list. I'll give everyone a couple of moments to look over lines and veils and have a chance to add anything. And if you're ready to go on, you can give me a thumbs up.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab something to drink, but I'm all good with the lines and veils.
Somebody add that last one saying "Game over, man, game over," or is that standard?
That is not standard. Someone must have added that, and it looks like
Right.
someone
And then I clicked it off just now, so it should be.
We can do it then?
It should be fine. Okay. I'm just joking around.
Sure.
Okay, got it. Okay. So before we started recording, Abe did make a new character. So I think I will give a brief synopsis as to where we are and what the situation is. Then I think I'm going to call a short break, and then we will start playing in earnest. So the story thus far, the crew of the fast corporate courier ship Stingray 12 was on a routine data courier mission when their ship got ripped out of hyperspace. In a mostly, I mean, the system's on the map, but it did not say that there are any systems of note. So really, people just fly right by it. It is it's a red dwarf star system with a small number of planets. You found yourself in the proximity of a roughly Earth-sized planet that was orbited by basically a ghost fleet, dozens or scores or possibly hundreds of derelict spaceships are in various odd orbits around this planet. Some of them are old. Some of them are of unfamiliar configurations. Your scanners indicated only one ship still had an active energy signature. It was an archaeological research ship called the Alexis. You hailed it, no one responded. You then docked with the ship and boarded it and found that the crew was all dead, and it looks like it looked like some of them had murdered each other, and others were like torn apart by things. You encountered a pair of semi-functional androids on that ship that weren't really able to give you much information because much of their memory cores had been wiped, as had much of the ship's central data cores. While you were there, suddenly there were weird energy fluctuations. The androids went dead. Most of your electronics went dead. And that's when weird alien monsters suddenly appeared. You fought a few. Some were like small. Some were like dog-sized, like worm-like, cross between a worm and a giant bug with like tentacles and pincers, and others were like tall and lanky, vaguely humanoid creatures with vicious claws. So you fought a bunch of them. You found in the main cargo hold there was a weird alien artifact that you're pretty sure had something to do with that was bringing these aliens on board, and you ultimately spaced it. You found some information that this archaeological research ship had also gotten pulled out of hyperspace. They'd sent a survey team down to the planet just to, since they were there, they decided to do some archaeology, and they brought back this like weird alien artifact, and that's when things started going very wrong on this ship. Like I said, you spaced the artifact. You went back to your ship to do some more reconnaissance. You picked up life signs on the planet's moon. You had a brief conversation over the radio when they attempted to use a tractor beam to pull you down to the planet. You successfully maneuvered away, to which they said, "Okay, well, you're welcome to join us if you want to, but we're the only place you're going to find supplies. So, and you're stuck here like everyone else is. So you're going to come back here eventually." Well, you didn't like that, so you decided to go down to the planet. You had pinpointed the source of this weird hyperspace anomaly, which is on this island, which is roughly the size of the United Kingdom, which is the only landmass of note on the entire surface of the planet, which is otherwise a vast sulfuric acid sea. And when last we left our intrepid space heroes, you had set the Stingray 12 onto a large open plateau in more or less the center of this island, which was definitely the best landing place. While you were surveying, you did see a few notes of interest. To the north, there is like kind of at the top of a steep mesa is whatever the source of this hyperspace anomaly is. To the south, you saw basically a colony command building. Basically, when a colony ship is first, when colonists first come to a new planet, this is the first kind of structure that they would build. Basically, it's a command and control tower. This one looks like it's maybe 30 years out of date, but it's there. Near that is a crashed spaceship that had markings of the Terran government space marines.
Terran government.
Terran, Terran.
What the devil? Terra's not exactly near here, is it?
Well, no, but you're all humans, so you're all from Terra originally. So.
Yeah, originally. But you wouldn't necessarily, find, I don't know, New Zealand Marines in, I don't know, Pago Pago, just because it's like we're all humans.
Got it. I mean, when I say Terran, I was referring to basically basically it's the government of the area.
Okay, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is. I don't think we've really defined it. We can define that.
Oh, okay.
So it's a space marine. It's a space marine vessel. Which is crashed not too far from that much older administrative building. And finally, there was a weird stone city that seems to be of alien manufacture or alien construction. There were no energy signatures that you picked up from there, and that was in the east.
The colony started a crashed space military aircraft and an alien structure.
Yep. So,
pretty busy.
Also aboard your ship is Athena, who is the ship's basically the ship's chief of security, and Sam, who is your ship's engineer. So that's the situation. That is our cast of characters.
We haven't met Abe's character yet, right?
We haven't met Abe's character. I think.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
But we will fairly shortly. And I have talked a lot. I need to take a short break. I'd like to call it a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and start playing in earnest.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Mike, do you have a plan of how you want to handle the players that have dropped out, like their characters? Are they like NPCs? Are they just sort of gonna not be part of the story? What do you think?
I was figuring that they were going to remain around as NPCs unless it makes more sense. Unless it makes more sense for them to get killed.
Okay.
Like one thing I was thinking of. It's going to be hard to maneuver the ship to land near some of the other points of interest. So it might be, so if you're going to like take off overland, do some exploring, we could conceivably just say they stay behind to guard the ship.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And it could conceivably be, if we need a Deus Ex Machina, for them to like, try to maneuver the ship to like rescue you, that would be a possibility.
Right.
The other possibility was, if we had new players and they wanted to play one of the existing characters, that would have been cool. Because both Greg and the other two players, they canceled the next, they dropped out of the next session as well. So
Right.
they're not going to be coming back.
Abe put a note in the chat that you're a little hard to hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds a little like an old school telephone line. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I admit that I don't have the best audio setup.
You sound good to me.
Okay. I was going to say my test recording and playback seemed fine, but I can turn I can try to turn the gain up on my go to my Zoom settings. I can try to turn the gain up.
I mean, it's all right now.
Is this better?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, yeah, I turned the volume level up on my mic a bit.
Thank you.
I admit that I don't have the best. I'm not a podcaster, so I don't have the best audio recording equipment. The headset I'm using, I mainly bought for my phone, that I could, so I could like, take calls while I was out walking around or something.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool. Are we all back? Or looks like we're still waiting for Brandon. Yeah, one thing about this adventure that you guys pretty much skipped was the like dealing with the moon colonists.
Yeah, those guys seem bad news. Yeah, didn't want
Well,
any piece of that.
They're not exactly evil, but they are kind of desperate.
Yeah, they try to pull us down with the tractor beam. So that was.
We can have a discussion, in-character discussion about that.
Yeah. I hear Brandon, so I think we're all here.
Awesome. Hey, were you still here? Did you? I see both your camera and your mic are off.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
just
awesome.
muting it, so
No
background
problem.
noise.
No problem. Didn't want to get going if we weren't all here. Okay, I think we're all back. So after the opening credits of our little TV series, the scene opens on the surface of this weird planet. So the sky is completely overcast with with gray clouds. As the camera pans around looking to the north of the island, there's like a big billowing storm cloud over this mesa that rises up in this. So the island is made of mostly kind of like gray rock. It's covered with scrubby vegetation, and the dominant color of this vegetation is purple. As the camera pans over and looks at this mesa that's off in the distance to the north, above it is this big black billowing cloud. It looks like a thunderhead, and bolts of purple lightning occasionally come out of this cloud and strike at the ground at the top of this mesa. Parts of the cloud kind of come down, and it's hard to tell whether these are like, maybe tornadoes or water spouts or something. They almost look like tendrils or maybe even tentacles that are coming out of this cloud, although it's clearly insubstantial. And that's what it looks like from a distance. So as the camera pans around, a sleek, small silver starship descends from the sky, and its landing gears drop, and it rests easily in the center of this plane. As the helmeted head of a space marine peeks up at it from behind a rock. Logan, you heard the sound of a starship engines approaching, and you see. You don't recognize the exact class of ship, but you can tell this is a civilian. This is a civilian scout ship or possibly fast courier ship. It seems to have just come out of the sky and landed. Seems to be in one piece. You have been on this. You are. Abe, can you describe what Logan, how Logan appears to our viewers?
Yeah, Logan. I'm guessing that the atmosphere is habitable. Is that correct?
That is correct. This atmosphere
Okay.
is breathable. Yes.
All right, cool. So Logan is a big, strong fellow. He's got like what's his name? The Star of Logan's Run. It's
Been
Michael
a long
York.
time, but yes.
Michael York. So he's got that kind of Michael York vibe. He's got like the long or the longish shoulder length, wavy hair, a broken nose, a few scars here, from his duty. But when he's out and about, he wears like full body, his full body armor. And so you can't really, when he's not inside the base, he's completely covered, so you can't see. His suit's got sort of big bug eyes, and it looks like old, giant headphones, sort of. And it's a metallic suit, and he's got sort of a retro futuristic laser rifle with lots of cords or cables coming out of it that lead to different parts of his armored suit.
That's awesome, because I was trying to go for like a late 70s sci-fi vibe here, so that description is just right on.
That's exactly when I was looking for pictures. I'm like, I need some 70s sci-fi guy.
I mean, my background is the ship of the Nostromo from the original Alien.
Yep.
Anyway, so this ship comes down. It's it's probably about maybe it's probably maybe about it's probably about 500 meters away. What do you do?
Sorry, I'm muted. So I don the helmet. I basically live in the suit. And so I don the helmet and hook up all the cables to the rifle, and I head out for patrol. I try to find a place where that gives me some height advantage, so I could just kind of survey the area. We'll say that I have some sort of telescopic stuff in my head, and in my fucking helmet.
Sure.
And so from that advantage, I will scout the area and take a look at the new ship that's landed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need a roll here. So you are wary because you do know that there are this planet is home to some pretty nasty aliens that if you didn't know any better, you would probably call monsters. You've encountered some. In fact, you were part of a group that was trying to go to this mesa that had that weird cloud over it because that's where whatever is causing this hyperspace anomaly is located. You and your team were sent to go up there. You are the only survivor. Would you tell us? So Logan, would you tell us of what happened? What happened to the rest of your squad?
Well, we were heading over to the mesa, and what can I ask? Do you have a specific vision of what's going on, or will my story help shape that, or do you not want any help, or you've got it all covered?
I'm working on stepping way into the meta here. I am working with a published adventure here, but it's very sketchy. This game is deliberately light on a lot of details. So yeah, if you want to describe some weird space monsters that you've encountered, basically go for it.
What I was thinking was that that we got ambushed by some space monster type creatures that were working in concert with humanoids.
Sure.
If that doesn't fit the fiction, just make it.
Yeah, it does.
Question for the fiction.
Yeah.
Is the ship that we see crashed or just landed?
The ship that you saw was indeed it crash landed.
Okay.
It
So
looks like
it is damaged, but not in pieces.
Yeah, it's not in pieces, but it's damaged. There was smoke coming off of it.
Yeah, no, it hardly any. Something spent.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's probably
maybe long skid.
It may fly again, but it's probably going to need a fair amount of repair.
Maybe long skids.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I like that. It's
thank you.
There's like a trench behind it as it hit hard and then slid to a stop.
Thank you. Please proceed.
But yeah, that ship was kilometers to the south. That's what you picked up on your scanners as you were coming in. Okay, so yes, as to yes, we've previously established that there were these weird, tall, thin, gaunt, vaguely humanoid creatures that you encountered on the archaeological ship, and we're going to say that the flashback to like these monsters attacking Logan's squad. Yeah, it was a mixture of like weird monsters. You can describe whatever the heck you want, but there were also some of these like weird humanoid dangerous creatures as well.
Yeah, it seemed that the humanoids had some kind of control over the monsters.
Sure. That scans. Meanwhile, back on the ship, Thorn, what are you doing?
Computer. Weather conditions outside.
Skies are overcast. Winds are skies are overcast. It's windy, but not dangerously so. Expecting rain perhaps in a day or two. There is a strange immobile storm cloud over that mesa. Your sensors also indicated that is also seems to be the source of this hyperspace anomaly.
Atmosphere is breathable.
Atmosphere is breathable.
Filters required.
No.
Oh, there's something.
Initial scans. Initial scans indicate, it says to, perhaps be wary. There may be microbes, but initial scans indicate that there is nothing particularly dangerous to humans.
Yeah, we'll go with filters.
I've been on 100 systems, 1,000 planets. I never saw a storm like that before. That's not natural.
A thunderhead like that? Well, it's strange. Maybe that building or mesa is actually generating it.
Yeah, that's where we got to go, right?
As long as I'm glad it's not raining, though. The rain is probably acidic.
Yeah, I'd hate to get wet too. That'd really be awful.
Well, the ambient acid. At least the atmosphere is not caustic. It's not going to scour the ship.
I'm more worried about
just sitting here,
being eaten by space monsters, really. But
well, you worry about what you want to worry about.
Let's get out of here and let's go turn that thing off or whatever we got to do so we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, there's nothing for it.
Maybe we should have Sam and Athena guard the ship and maybe come pick us up if they can.
Yeah, well, if we get down in there, it's just going to be us. But yeah.
Yeah, Athena and Sam like exchange glances and they're like, "Okay, boss, if you want to stay, you want us to stay here and guard the ship. Yeah, that's what we'll do."
I don't, but for purposes of the fiction, I think we have to leave them behind.
So
my presumption is that we're not going to bring NPCs along.
Yeah, I would like out of character. Yeah, I was thinking it would probably be easiest not to drag the NPCs around.
Yes.
So leaving them behind to guard the ship. I think I was saying that before, like during the break, to Jason before everyone came back. That might be a good thing. Plus, also you might have. Plus, also if you've got the NPCs with the ship, you could conceivably, radio them for help, and they might be able to like swoop in and save you.
Sure. All right.
Now, this island is the size of Great Britain. I mean, are we talking about like carrying a backpack full of food and water and that kind of thing? Like
we're not going to go that far in this first trip. We'll carry small packs, but we're just going to go a few clicks.
But Mike, how long would it take to get, if we were to march across land, how much time are we talking about?
It's the size of Great Britain.
Yeah.
That's 300 miles. So that would be weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
it's not okay. I think I had the skill a little wrong. Let's see. It's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, it's about 100 and this it's so the island is roughly like a square, and it's about 120 kilometers by 120 kilometers. So it's significantly smaller than Britain.
Okay. So we're
So-
talking about a day or two still, though.
I was going to say
If we're
probably
roughly in the middle.
100 clicks these days, but yeah, across.
and it's
it's
rough
just-
terrain. It's also rough
Yeah.
terrain, and then that
Yeah,
and
this
you're
is
gonna have to
this
get up
is-
that mesa.
This is Iceland. so
Okay,
so
that makes
actually,
sense.
it's back to weeks again.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to go far. That mesa is only a few clicks away, and I mean it's going to be a hard.
I was going to say it's going to be like a it's going to be the better. It's going to be to get to the mesa. It's going to be to get to the mesa on foot. Yeah, it's going to be. You're going to have to. You're probably going to have to camp out overnight to get there. I'm just going to say it's going to be a 2-day journey overland.
Yeah, light packs for sure. And let's have Sam rig up a proximity detector for us.
I'm on it, boss. What are you when you say proximity detector? What are you looking for?
It's something that we can make a small perimeter when we're camping. That'll set off an alarm if anything trips it.
Yeah, you can absolutely have something like that.
It's a simple piece of equipment.
Yep, absolutely. You can absolutely have that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna head to the mesa first. I'm gonna say the tower and the crashed marine ship is pretty close to that like colony tower, that colony command tower. That's probably 2 days in the opposite direction than the mesa.
But it's closer.
Yeah, it's probably a little closer than the top of the mesa. It's going to be a 2-day journey back from where you are. It's going to be a 2-day journey to the tower. Although it looks like it's a somewhat easier, the terrain's somewhat easier. It's going to be like 2 days to get to the base of the mesa, and then you're going to need to get up the mesa.
Well, I'm for checking out the crash ship first. They may have equipment.
I mean, we're just going to
That's
find
useful.
another ship that's not working, right? I mean,
No, actually, they may. I'm looking for a specific thing that might be useful there.
And
Which
that
which
crash
is a
ship
brief-
is. I'm sorry, go on.
well, we need
I'm looking
something
for
to
some
get our-
specific things that are there, like a breaching charge. If where we're trying to get in, may not be designed for access. If you know what I mean, it's not like somebody left the keys under the mat.
I mean,
And we don't have, I mean, we can rig up something, but it'll be crap. They'll have, if that's a military ship, they'll have some honest to God things designed to blow walls down.
I'll like pick up one of these journals that we took from the what was the name of the ship again? Begins with an A.
That was the Alexis.
Alexis.
Yeah.
And it says here, look, it says man-eating beasts attacked these people when they were on this planet. I don't want to spend more time than necessary out in this wild, hunted down by whatever the hell this is.
Well, that's a good point.
It's just going to be you and me, Thorn. And I've got a pistol. And I don't think this baton's going to do much against Space Beast.
Hang on a moment. Thorn closes their eyes And holds very still for a second, which stretches out to almost a minute. And then opens their eyes and said, all right. So premonition. Will we be better off going to the crashed military spaceship?
Let's see.
Is there a good reason to go there, or should or not, essentially? Or are we just going to find things we already?
Okay. So the crashed spaceship is near that command tower. They're like, it's only a few. They're only a few kilometers apart. So if you wanted to go in that direction, you could check out the crashed spaceship and also check out the tower, see what's going on there.
Right.
There may be, there may be more information there as to what's going on. When you turn your psychic attention toward the mesa, trying to think if I want to roll. No, I don't think I want to roll here. You turn your psychic attention to the mesa, and you just get this, and you're like trying to focus your you try to focus your like psychic your sense of you're trying to focus your ESP there to get a sense as to what's there, and you just get this sense of like wrongness. And when you try to like focus it in your mind, you can't bring it into focus, and when you try, it hurts. It's almost as if like the analogy would be like when you look right at the sun, it hurts your eyes. When you try to look at this thing with your psychic ability, it hurts your psychic sense. There is something of great power there. It's also extremely dangerous.
There's Sparks. There's nothing here on this island that's as dangerous as that mesa.
So maybe you're right. Maybe we need to gear up, gather some supplies or something before we
can
go.
check out the colony tower too while we're at it. I mean, they came down here they couldn't have come down here to colonize this place, could they? They came down, but that seems more purposeful. They may have more information.
Right.
But right now, what we were going on, I mean, from the archaeology ship is not much.
All right, so
they wiped their own fucking records.
Let's gear up and we'll go, I guess it's southwest to the tower and the ship. And then hopefully we get something that'll help us against whatever the hell's on that mesa.
Yeah, take respiratory filters.
Okay. So you're heading south to the tower.
Yeah.
Right. I know this is a PBTA game, but
take some water prep equipment. And I can turn the water here or however fucked up it is, into drinkable water. Let's go.
Okay, so you head south across this. So the main doors open of your ship. What does that? So what does that look like? What does it look like when you exit this ship?
Probably like a ramp, comes down. We come walking out.
Yeah, a big panel folds, rotates back, and and a ramp comes down.
Got it.
Just a little skeleton metal ramp.
Awesome. So Logan,
walk down the way and look out.
so the ship that landed, it looks like whoever's in the ship is coming out. A land, the landing door opened and gangway to the ground is extended, and two people are coming out of the ship as they leave the ship. The ramp, the door then folds back up. What do you, Logan? What do you do? I'm going to say you're probably about 100 yards off.
All right, so with my telescopic vision, can I make out who they are or what they look like? I guess more than who they are. I guess I'll find that out soon.
Sure. So I guess I'm going to throw this back to Thorn and Sparks. I assume you've got some kind of uniform, but it clearly is. I mean, are you wearing a civilian uniform or?
Yeah, we don't have. They're not uniforms per se. I mean, we have all weather jumpsuits.
Right. I've got like a Hawaiian shirt on over mine.
All right, so they're definitely civilians.
They're definitely civilians.
All right. Do they look like lost, confused, sad, or they got their shit together?
Scared.
Absolutely controlled.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Thorn?
Absolutely controlled.
Okay, so we've got 50-50. All right.
Yeah, Thorn lights a cigarette.
All right, great.
And then scans the landscape.
All right, so I guess I'll just head over, and announce myself and civilians. Is your ship in trouble?
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
I am. I'm one of the last surviving Space Marines of my party that was dropped here a short time ago, and
If I can interrupt, Logan, what's your rank?
I don't know. I don't know anything about military stuff. I guess sergeant.
Sure.
Boss.
Sergeant's always good.
Sergeant's always good.
All right. Yes, I'll be a sergeant.
Look, Thorn, it's a Marine. I feel better already.
Now,
Yeah.
do I have
Bunch of thieves.
access to that Space Marine spot, right? Is that correct?
That's kind of where we're going, right?
Yeah, that's where you're going. The name of your ship, by the way, was Logan. The name of your ship was the Defiance.
The Defiant. Okay. Cool.
Where's the rest of your squad, Marine?
Well, we were ambushed by hostile aliens, and I'm the sole survivor.
Don't trust.
I hate to ask, but what killed the rest of your guys?
Hostile aliens. We got ambushed by a ton of them. There were some pretty monstrous looking beasts. A lot of tentacles, polyps. Pseudopods, and then there were these strange humanoid types that seemed to be working with them or controlling them somehow, and they got the drop on us and wiped out the whole crew except for me. I barely escaped with my life. I've been convalescing since then, but then I saw your ship come down and I figured I needed to come and see what the situation was.
I'll offer you a cigarette and light one for myself.
Just a moment. When in the last few weeks have you learned to trust your fellow man? I say to Sparks.
Say that again. I missed the last part of what you said, Brandon.
Sparks, when in the last few weeks have you learned to trust your fellow man?
Look, man.
Yeah.
He could have shot us coming out of the ship.
He could have, but he didn't know. But he doesn't know who all is left in the ship. And if he wants to get on the ship, then shooting us would be a stupid thing for him to do, even if he wanted us all dead.
I appreciate that. And, you're obviously used to dealing with these sort of situations on off-world engagements.
It's pretty simple.
I have.
Hand me your rifle.
What's that?
Hand me your rifle.
Nope.
Okay, then good luck to you.
All right. Well,
Last people we encountered tried to kill us.
I mean, come on, Thorn.
I'm sorry.
Like, use your mojo and figure out if he's like good news or bad news. But look, we need someone that knows how to handle a nasty
I made a simple
laser
request.
gun like
I
that.
made a simple request. And if he
I'm
can't,
already heading back to the to my spot, to my base.
okay. You got any plans for leaving this ship, this place? Any real plans? Look, Sergeant, somebody has to be in charge, right?
That's right. I'm a sergeant.
Yeah. Okay.
You are a.
I'm the captain of my ship, which means I outrank you. If you're either going to join our crew, in which case I outrank you, or you're not going to join our crew, in which case, good luck finding a ship to take you off of this piece of rock.
Oh, look.
And it's a matter of time before the monsters get you. Now be realistic here.
I'm gonna come with you guys just to make sure you don't wind up dead, because obviously neither of you are equipped to handle a situation like this. So,
the fact that you'd say that, knowing us for about 2 minutes, doesn't tell me much.
well, he's in a Hawaiian shirt. You seem like to be just sort of ornery. Seems to be your leadership style, which is not.
I'm sorry. Was your commander, sweet spoken? Did he say please after every order?
Absolutely.
Did he say if you don't mind? Did he put things to a vote? Because then he's no military commander I've ever heard of.
Yeah, he was a real gem. Now, what are we?
Yeah.
working
Okay. Excuse
together?
me if I don't believe you.
Are we working together or are we not?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
You're the hostile one. I'm happy to try to help you guys.
We
but-
have reasons to be hostile, and you
Okay.
made a judgment. And you made a judgment about me that I haven't made about you.
I'm just saying, you're
You are just saying.
You're being
And maybe you
hostile,
should think.
so-
Maybe you should think a moment before you just say.
Look, we've had a real weird
Sparks?
day. Look, hold on, Thorn. We've had
There's
a
there's
real
a
tough
dynamic.
day
We got to
here.
settle.
We gotta look, Thorn. Let's take a breath. Let's count to 10 here, guys. Look, we're all human here, right? And there's no way any of us is going to leave this planet unless we work together.
That remains to be seen.
Look, we've got nothing in our hand here. We've got to, take advantage of every opportunity that comes along. This guy is from that facility that we're trying to get to. Let's just
No, he's
let's
not.
let's give him a chance.
He's not from the facility we're trying to get to.
Isn't that you say your ship is the Defiant, or that ship that we saw that was crashed down to the south? Are you coming from there, Sarge?
He doesn't sound particularly interested in going back there. Yeah, he's from that ship. Of course, he's from that ship. You think Marines sprout out of the ground?
Sarge, work with me here. We're just looking to get off of this planet. We need to get our hyperdrive back in order. Is there anything back on your ship that you think can help us out? We got to go to that. We got to go to that mesa.
Sparks, the hyperdrive is fine. This is right. You know this.
Well, let's hear what he has to say.
I'm just standing there watching you two argue, kind of smirking.
Okay. Look. When I said somebody has to be in charge, don't they? You said yes. Do you still think so?
I'm not here to alpha dog you. I'm just trying to get us. I'm trying to make sure that
I want to know an answer to that
to
question.
get out of here. Excuse me, I'm speaking. I appreciate your outbursts, but a good leader doesn't just outburst their way in charge. So I'm prepared to help you because we can all work together to get off this stinking rock. I have supplies at my at my camp. We can probably strip some stuff. I'm not a scientist. I'm a killer. I don't know if you have, I mean, you look pretty sciencey. Maybe you can jury rig stuff to get us all out of here. I think we're kind of in a situation where we need each other to get out of here. Sorry, I forgot your name. Sparks here says. But if you want to have a fit about it and insist that you're the boss, I think that's going to reduce any of our chances to get out of here. Now, I'm a military guy. You're not, and that's fine. We can work together to get out of here. You're not my boss. You didn't come in here, and you're not paying my bills. So I don't need to listen to you, but we do need to work together.
And we don't need
together. Let's
excuse me.
And if not, then
do you want
heavily armed.
Do you want to leave with us?
I'm willing.
I would say, yeah, you probably do.
I'm willing to work with you guys, but
am I right in that?
Save the dude.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking a question, and now you're the one breaking it. If you want to come back on our ship,
I would like to get off.
Then you just need to take a little direction, soldier. We will treat you with all the respect you deserve.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Is that a yes?
Sure. Do you want to go over and do you guys want to go over and refill like your supplies or whatever that you need over at my outpost?
We're set. Do you have a breaching charge or two?
Can we hand wave and say that I do? Mike?
Well, let's see. Breaching charge.
Somebody designed to make a hole in a wall.
Yeah, I know.
Can you burn supply to create one?
Yeah, I was going to say you can. I was going to say sure. You can. Yeah, you can burn a supply to say that you have a breaching charge. Oh yeah, that's one rule that I forgot to go over. You've got this. There's this nebulous thing. There's a nebulous thing called supplies, and you can burn a supply to have a specific item that would make sense for you to have.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like adventuring gear in Dungeon World.
Right. Do I have? Is there a?
So yeah, you've got supply 3 on your gear list. So if you want to burn a supply and say
I see.
If you want to burn a supply and drop your supply to scratch off one of your supplies and say that you've got breaching charges. Sure.
Right. Happily. Can we say maybe it's not exactly breaching charges, but it will do the trick?
Sure. Yeah, you've got let's say you've got
what's your original mission out of character?
We were supposed to come down here and secure. There were some anomalies happening down here, and we were supposed to recognize the area.
If I could interrupt, your ship got pulled out of hyperspace. You were not supposed to be on this planet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was a part of the deal. Okay.
Yeah, your ship also got pulled out of hyperspace by presumably the same anomalies. And the thing was, when your ship got pulled out of hyperspace, you were like, you came out of hyperspace in this planet's atmosphere. And so that's why your ship went down hard.
Oh, I see. Okay. What he said, I'll repeat what he said.
If you want to come up with it, you had like some kind of, you had some kind of other mission to some other planet. I'm sure you did. And if you want to go ahead and fill that in, go for it.
If you're general purpose Marines, then you'd have some assault supplies.
Yep.
Maybe not a ship full of them, and that includes ways to blow down blow through an enemy hard point.
Yeah, your ship definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a Marine excuse me. Yes, it's a military dropship.
Okay, but yeah, then you're an assault. Then you've got assault supplies.
Yep. All good.
Anything else you can think of, soldier? We're going to go into that thing over there.
What do you need? Okay, so what? I mean, we're a Marine ship. We had a lot of stuff. I've salvaged as much as I can. What kind of stuff are you looking for?
Well, if he has a blasting charge, maybe we can just head to the anomaly then and get this over with. Do we still need to go to his ship, Thorn?
No, you wouldn't happen to have a sentry gun or anything like that.
A what?
A
Sorry.
sentry gun.
Like automated machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right here.
I have it back at the base. I just so happen to have it on me right now.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
guessing you probably.
Yeah, we've got, because we have two, I mean, you had a squad when you came here, but we have too few people, even with you, to have a real perimeter.
Right.
So we're going to need all the automatic equipment you can bring.
Excellent.
Recognize it's had, that it's stationary and we'll have to set it up, but at least when we have to stop, we will have some likelihood of at least being able to control where the ambush is coming from.
Yeah, but Logan, I mean, you know better than us, like whatever these creatures controlled by, humanoids, whatever their deal is, if it's too dangerous to go back to your ship, why don't we just take what we got and let's head to the mesa.
I've been holed up in the outpost since I escaped. All I know is that we are massively outnumbered and overpowered, and we're Space Marines.
Right.
So, I would recommend not going back to wherever that stuff is. Hopefully, we won't run into them again, because if we do, we're all dead.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that I'm going to say that your forces got to the base of the mesa. You thought that it would probably be better to approach it from a different direction, and when you went in that direction, that's where you encountered. So you kind of like went around the eastern side of the mesa looking for a way up, and that's when you encountered these monsters that mostly got most of your squad. Once you realized that there was no way to fight them, you ran for it, and you got away.
Yep.
Your call, Sergeant.
And as for the ship, your squad was sent to check out the mesa and to scout it out and to basically check it out and report back, because your scanners also indicated that was the cause of this like hyperspace anomaly, and presumably, hopefully like turning off whatever is doing that would allow you to get away. The problem with your ship is that when your ship crashed, its sublight engines were badly damaged. So it's like your ship can like hover and fly. Your ship can probably hover and fly around, but it can't get to escape velocity. So right now the Defiant, can fly around a little bit, but it's not going to be able to actually leave the planet.
So good thing we're not counting on it too.
I mean, unless you're able to like do the repairs. It's just that, and some of your engineers were supposed to stay back at the ship to make those repairs. However, I'm just going to throw this complication in. You have lost radio contact with the Defiant, so you don't know what's going on there.
There are other people back at the Defiant.
There was a contingent of Marines that stayed on the Defiant. There was basically when the Defiants crashed, they did three things. They sent a small group to scout out the anomaly. They kept a small group in the ship to start trying to repair the engines, and they sent a large group to this colonial command structure that had no business to be on this planet.
Okay. So Logan was part of that small group, and
Logan was part-
he's lost contact with the Defiant since then.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm also going to say one other thing, Logan. At night, you have been plagued by nightmares, like really weird, really vivid nightmares that are disturbing.
Okay,
Right,
I'm on board with that.
Sergeant Brand.
So I think you have. I think you have. That was pretty cool. That was pretty tense scene of
No.
negotiating people together into a party. So or into to work
No.
together. So
Yeah.
now what's the? So I guess my next question is, what's the plan? Where are you planning to go? To the going to go to the ship? Going to go to the Marine ship? I mean.
I think last I heard it was up
Wait.
to Logan.
So yeah, Logan, tell us what's going on back at your ship.
I've lost radio contact with them a while ago. I have, we had a continual comm link with them. And then all of a sudden it was done. It was gone. So I can't tell you what's happening back there. To be frank, from what I've seen, I don't really expect there to be that, like anyone's having a party and a good time back there. I think they're probably all gone.
Damn.
If what we saw in the archaeology ship is any indication, these things can get through anything except an exterior airlock.
So maybe
All
we
right.
head right for the Mesa then. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can be pretty sneaky when I want to. Maybe point me in the right direction. Maybe I'll, recon ahead a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going to have to go.
Either way is not, there's not a lot of chance for us to survive, but do or die. Let's do it.
In which case, why bring it up? You some kind of Debbie Downer?
No, that's my job.
No, but going in force didn't work, so we'll have to stealth it.
Yeah.
So maybe the fact there are only three of us, so we'll just have to pretend that that's an advantage.
Does this planet have like nighttime? Maybe we should wait till sunset.
Yeah, it rotates.
Oh yeah,
But it's a red dwarf. Don't expect this right now is about as light as it gets.
Right.
I'm gonna say actually, it's a red. Yeah, this planet is in orbit of a red dwarf star. It's an Earth-sized planet, so it's actually pretty close. And in order for it to have like a habitable climate, it's got to orbit pretty close to the star.
So is it locked?
I'm going to say yeah, it's tidally locked.
Okay.
The side of the
So
side
no,
of the planet, this planet doesn't have a day-night cycle. You are on the day side of the planet.
Okay.
So no, it might vary a little bit with libration, but it's just going to be like this.
All right, well, let's go. I'll go ahead, 50 meters or so. I imagine we have like headsets so we can communicate with each other.
Absolutely.
And we'll give Logan our channel, and the password and all that.
Yeah. I was going to say yes. You don't normally broadcast on the same channel, but you can find a channel that you can all communicate on.
Okay.
Right. My rifle's not only it has like a scope on it for long range, so I can definitely cover you as we as you take point.
I'm going to say
let's hope he's not out. Let's hope he's not out at scope range. If so, then one of us has gotten lost.
So with comms, Logan, your military comms broadcast on, they can broadcast in the clear on like standard civilian channels using standard civilian encryption. You've got a better military channel with better military encryption that they can't they can't chatter on, but you can talk. But you can talk to them.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay, so you said you are heading to the.
Okay.
You're heading
Yeah,
to the
Sparks,
Mesa?
you're ahead, I guess. Sergeant, your drag.
So you're heading north.
Okey-doke.
So the decision was you're heading north to the Mesa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Straight towards Natick.
I am going to, since this is an OSR module, I am going to roll on a random encounter table.
Love it.
Okay, so you head north toward this mesa. Above the mesa, the sky is just filled with ominous black clouds that are just kind of like slowly rotating, and there are like these black like cloud like tendrils that come out of this cloud, like toward the mesa. You're not sure what kind of weather phenomenon. You've never seen a weather phenomenon like this, but who knows? You've never been on one of these. You've never been on this planet before, but it sure gives you the. It really gives you the effect that this is like some kind of that these are almost tentacles that are like waving and like waving over the surface of this mesa, and yeah, like purple lightning bolts irregularly erupt out of this thing and strike at the ground in and around the mesa. So yes, you head toward the mesa. So the ground is uneven. It's rocky. There are patches of like this weird purple vegetation.
I like what Brandon said. It's Iceland, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's not a lot of soil. It's very rocky. There's like boulders strewn about the place. The land is like blasted. As you head toward the mesa, and it's going to take you're going to get basically halfway there before it's going to be time to before you're really going to need to like break for the night and rest, and then you'll be able to head out another day. You'll get to the base of the mesa, and then probably have to camp out there again, and then you'll be able to climb the mesa and find out what's there. So it's several hours of walking. And as you approach the mesa, there's the ground is uneven. There's jagged hillocks. There's like giant boulders that you got to like wind your way around. At one point, as you come around this like big gray boulder, this jagged boulder that's just kind of sitting there, that's at least 30 feet tall and maybe 100 feet long. You come around it, and there is and you see about maybe 50 yards or 20 yards ahead, there's this thing floating in the air. It's probably about the size of a basketball. It's glowing green. It's roughly spherical. It's just kind of floating there. What do you do?
So I'm going to freeze and like find a crag in this rock and kind of like slink into it, keep eyes on it. And I'll, whisper into our channel, hey, Logan, did you see a big green basketball floaty thing anytime since you've been here? There's one of them up ahead here.
No, I haven't. I've stayed pretty attached to the base since everything went down. So,
All right, well,
but we didn't see any over here.
let's all let's all get to cover until we figure out whether this is hostile or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you just want to try to peg it,
Yeah,
Sergeant.
yeah. I was gonna say I can lock in on it with my scope, and
Why don't you? Yeah.
I'm
why
not
don't
really sure that we need to make friends with anything on this planet, so I can totally take a shot at it.
Right. And I have a special power to cheap shot, so I can get a max damage shot on it too from where I'm at, maybe.
Nice.
If it's
Okay,
unaware or
So I'm gonna
surprised, which
say
it might
yeah.
be.
that so ranges in this game. Let me just make sure I got it right. Health and dying, covering. Just want to make sure I got ranges right, because I play so many TBTA games and they're all ever so slightly different. I think it's basically I think it's basically close, close, near, and far. And I'm going to say this is near range.
Oh, pistol range kind of thing.
So it's just barely in pistol range. But you can take pistol shots with no penalty. It's not far. It's near. It's probably about. I think I said 50 yards earlier. I'm going to make that a little closer. I'm going to say it's about 25 yards away.
Right. And we talked about, like, they were 50 meters or what's that, 50, 60 yards away from me. So his sniper rifle or his rifle probably can hit it.
It is clearly, yes. Your rifle.
Sniper rifle has a range. Sniper rifle has a range of a mile.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So yeah, probably can get it.
Your plasma rifle can easily shoot things that are in the far range.
Yeah.
Your pistols are generally going to be closer near.
Right.
Okay.
So Logan, why don't you go ahead and then I'll shoot if it's still alive after you do your thing.
Okay. So what do I need to roll?
It doesn't see it. So you at this point you appear to. I'm going to say that you're in a position of relative safety because this thing, you seem to have the drop on it. So I'm going to say that you can act boldly here. So when you act from a position of relative safety and there is a chance of failure, tell us what you wish to accomplish and what you fear may happen if you are not successful.
Basically, I want to shoot this green bowling basketball and kill it.
Awesome. But what are you afraid of?
Not killing it.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it not being a one shot and it going and then having some really having some sort of real dire powers. I don't know what, but like extremely dangerous.
Okay. So you're shooting at it. So that's definitely going to be agility. So on the safety and resources tab, there is a link to a shared dice roller. It's going to go to roll for your party.
Yeah, I've got it open.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, grab 2d6 and add your. So roll 2d6 and add your agility, which
where's
looks
the
like
link?
+1.
My agility's +1, but I also have Deadeye, so I get +3 total.
Oh,
Where's the link?
Oh, the link. If you go to the safety and resources tab, over on the leftmost column, I'm sorry, the rightmost column, down at the bottom, there's a under game tools.
There it
There's
is.
a link
Okay.
to shared dice roller.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so I'll just give it a whirl here. I got a 9, 10, 11, 12.
Awesome. Okay, so you got a 12 plus. So on a 12 plus, okay, so on a 10 plus, you accomplish what you intended. So yeah, you lined up a perfect shot. On a 12 plus, you have a choice of you can either reduce one stress box or take some kind of extra advantage, and we can talk about what kind of advantage. I'm going to say the extra advantage I'm going to offer is you can roll an extra die of damage.
Do that.
Right now?
Yeah, like I was going to say. So so on a 12 plus, yeah, you hit it. You absolutely hit it. with your plasma rifle, that's going to do 2d6 plus 1. I'm sorry, it normally does a d6 plus 1. I'm going to say that on that 12 plus, it's going to do an extra dice of damage. So you're going to do 2d6 plus 1 damage on this guy.
Your Deadeye is damaged, not to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It is damage. I apologize. So
Oh,
I
okay.
did that
So-
totally wrong. But
Okay, well,
It was still a 10 plus.
it's still
still 10
11,
plus.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. And now, so you'll do, yeah. So you'll get a d6 plus.
So 4, 5, and
3.
4 plus agility. Okay, yeah. Well, in that case, okay. So you rolled it.
Yeah,
so,
sorry about that.
Okay, so you rolled the magenta dice. So you rolled a 5 and a 4.
Yeah. So you got a 10. You got a 10 anyway.
Okay. So you got a 10. So yeah, you got what you. Okay. So in that case, yes, you got what you intended. So yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 plus 1 damage,
And then he has a +2 on this.
and then you got a modifier to the damage for your Deadeye.
5 plus 3 is 8.
Nice shot.
Nice shooting, Tex.
Understand that quote is from Not Nice Shooting. Okay.
Let's see. I'm just reading the monster description here. Okay. Normally I would tell you. Normally on a 10 plus, I'd tell you to describe what happens, but this is the first time you've encountered this monster, and there's a special effect that happens when you kill it. So yeah, you hit it. Yeah, you blast this thing. I'm going to hang on to the narrative control here just for dramatic purposes. So you blast it with your plasma rifle. The bolt hits the back of it like square. It spins around, and it spins around twice. And as it faces you, it's got features on the other side that almost look like a skull. It's got like empty eye sockets, and it's got like the top of a jaw for a mandible, and it's got a slit for where its nasal passage would be. But it is absolutely not. It's not human. The eye sockets are much bigger than they should be. The slit, the nasal slit is much more elongated and narrower, and the top of the jaw has fangs. So you see that as it spins around. So you saw what it looks like, and that's when the glow around it shimmers, contracts, and then it explodes in this in this blast of green and shards of bone. If anyone was near that thing, you may well have taken some concussive damage, but since you blasted it with a plasma rifle from a sufficient distance, yeah, it made a really loud bang when it explodes, and Thorn, you feel like there was some kind of psychic impression that it made when it exploded. Almost to the point where this thing might have
impression.
It made some kind of, yeah, like Thorn can tell because
Yes.
Thorn being psychic. Got
it.
Thorn is a psychic, so Thorn could tell that this thing. This thing made a psychic impression when it exploded. You think it probably had some connection to something?
Out. We are okay. Good shot. Now let's clear out. Down over there.
You're also pretty sure that whatever it was connected to, that you also think that this thing was probably some kind of sentry.
Yeah, that's why I just said what I just said.
Yep.
Okay, great shot, Sergeant. Now, squad, clear out. Let's get out of here. That thing just alerted everything in the vicinity as that it died.
No arguments from me, boss. Let's go.
Yep.
the word boss is dripping with sarcasm.
Awesome.
No need for that, Sergeant.
I'm just kidding. Come on, let's get out of here.
Dear.
Before we're killed.
Yeah, we're heading. Come on, Sparks.
Okie doke. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll hustle.
Something's going to show up to find out what happened to their basketball, and I have a feeling that the team's not going to like it.
Awesome. Okay, so what's your plan? Tell me in general terms how you're getting out of here. You're like making a run for it. You're trying to be stealthy. Or
We're
I imagine us kind of like trotting while like hunched down, so like we don't have a big silhouette, you know, trying to move through the cover as much as possible.
We want to put 100 yards between that thing and us quickly, and then hit cover and take a look back and make sure nothing's following.
Okay, awesome. I don't think we're going to need a roll here. I'm going to say I think you are successful. I think you successfully evade further detection as you're so you're kind of like moving from hiding behind one rock to hiding behind another rock. You do see a couple of those the smaller monsters that you saw that were like the ones that were that came out of the ventilation system of the Alexis, or the one that that Sparks ended up like face to face with under that command console. Several of those, like as you like surreptitiously glance behind you, like 3 or 4 of those converge on the point where the where this like glowing skull thing had been, but they don't seem to be they don't seem to have picked up your trail or be following you.
All right, let's get back on track. Make a nice berth around that area.
Yeah, we'll go back to having me scout ahead a little bit.
Okay. I think I'm going to do this is a technique from another game, but I like it. So, and there's 3 of you. So
I think you're right, Sergeant. Anything is hostile until proven otherwise.
So I think I'm going to do a travel. Let's do a quick travel montage. Sparks. Tell us a little bit. So, like, describe a little bit about your journey. Tell us a little bit about the journey. Then I'm going to ask Thorn to tell us an obstacle that you encountered on your journey, and then Logan, I'm going to ask you to tell us how you overcame that obstacle. And this is basically, it's going to be the travel montage to where to ultimately where you actually why don't let's do it that way. And then this will basically be the travel montage to like where you find a decent place to camp for the night.
Okay, so I think our travel, we make good time across this rocky terrain, and it's eerily quiet most of the time. There's no birds, there's no insects, but every once in a while, kind of echoing over this terrain, we hear these high-pitched screeches that are kind of distant, but they echo through this area, and Sparks gets a cold sweat whenever that happens. How's that?
I like it. Thorn, what is an obstacle that you encounter?
We come across, I guess you could call it a ravine if you were given to slight understatement. it's not exactly a crevasse, but it's a fissure. That's just that's not. It's not obvious the easy way down or back up again.
And Logan, how do you overcome this obstacle? What do you do to get across this crevasse?
I think that we have to travel. We have to kind of circumvent the crevasse and get to a place that's much more manageable to cross. But we finally, after going out of our way, we finally find a spot that's safe and sound to go across, and we head out from there.
Okay, so you have to go quite a ways out of your ways. Got it. You find it. Decent.
I think this place has surface water. There was water movement down at the bottom of that thing, so that's good.
So you find it. You find a defensive. You find a defensive place to make camp for the night. Sparks, what does this place look like? And
Maybe,
so like, what does this look like? And describe how let us know how you're making a camp for the night.
okay. I think it's probably like a bowl, sort of like a little bit of a recessed bowl with like some big rocks. It's almost, it vaguely is almost like a Stonehenge kind of natural formation. So we can kind of be hidden from whatever might be out there if we're back inside, down below in this bowl area.
Awesome. Okay.
Sergeant.
Okay.
Sparks, you want to set up our perimeter?
Sure, we got that doomajiggy, the sensor that you were talking Sam.
Yes, you have.
spun up
Yeah,
for
you
us.
I'm gonna say yes. You have a proximity sensor that you set up.
I'll set up the auto gun.
Okay.
And here, Sergeant, why don't you take this? Thorin reaches, unbuckles her holster, pulls out a small gun and tosses it to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Great. I catch it and say, thank you kindly. I'll hang on to this.
It's, I don't know whether you trained on this, but it's easy enough to use. It's a needle gun. It has one advantage in that it's absolutely silent.
Very handy. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Thorin.
It's got no more punch than most handguns, though. So,
Hey, if we need stealth, we've got it now. We're not always going to have the opportunity to get a perfect shot at something that's not paying attention. So, thanks.
and that's for irony for you.
Okay. What happens at night? First of all, not long after you make camp, there is like one of those black tendrils from that. I mean, you're too far away for that to happen. Basically, some chunks of that storm cloud that are over the mesa, just kind of floating around, processing around the mesa at various distances. One passes overhead, and starting not too far from where you are, there's a there's a bolt of that purple lightning that comes out of it, and hits. It doesn't hit your campsite, but it hits not too far. And there's a crack of thunder, and we've established that this planet that where you are has no night, but it does get darker as this cloud, as this like almost supernaturally dark cloud like passes over your campsite. As it approaches, it suddenly like hail just starts falling out of it as this cloud passes over, and like chunks of yellow hail fall from this, like pelting you and your campsite. What do you do?
It's not natural, Thorn. What the hell is this thing?
Nothing that we've encountered here is natural.
I'm gonna like get under like a rock outcropping if there's something nearby, like to get at least out of the hail.
Fair enough.
Is this something that I've seen in my time when I was solo?
You've never seen this you've never seen anything quite like this on another planet, but I will say that you did see one of these come by at some point while you were on this planet, and you really don't want to be exposed to this hail. It's the hail, for one, it's very, very, very cold, and the other thing is when it melts, it's somewhat caustic.
I'm gonna burn a supply too to have like a tarp or like a tent or
Or
something.
you can have a rigid shelter hat.
Yeah.
Don't feel.
So I'm going to just
Yeah,
say,
everybody gets under some kind of firm cover.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need a roll here.
Caustic, so it's like the seawater.
Yeah, this is like caustic, acidic hail is falling on you.
Yeah, maybe that funnel there is a huge water spout. That would explain the clouds and the hail. If it's drying up seawater.
What I am going to say is
from the
that.
ocean.
Oh yeah. What I'm going to say is there is going to be a game effect here, and that is that this thing is so disturbing and disconcerting that please everyone please mark a stretch.
What makes it so disturbing?
That
It's a creepy cloud.
Well, creepy cloud. Two, like all of a sudden out of nowhere from a not particularly big cloud, a whole heck of a lot of hail just like bursts out of this thing. And three, the hail is yellow. It smells bad. It smells sulfurous, and
Fair enough.
And it's caustic.
That's all you need.
But that's that has happened. So that but you sufficiently take shelter from it. It's disturbing, but it doesn't really impede you, and you are able to make camp and pass the night. I
want to do something.
Go for it.
Hey, Sergeant, got a moment?
Sure thing. What's up?
Come over here where we can talk.
Yep. All right.
Hey.
Yes.
You're not going to take what I said personally, are you?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I think we.
Of course, I worry about that.
What's that?
Of course, I worry about it.
Well, I understand. You don't know me from Adam. I don't know you guys from Eve. So, we can let bygones be bygones. We got a rough start. It's kind of a shitty situation, but I think we could all work together. I'm committed to getting us off of this planet as safely as quickly as possible. You have my word as a space marine.
I could like a guy like you, in better circumstances.
Well, why shucks. If you could see through his helmet, he'd be blushing.
Why don't you take that thing off for a moment?
It's like, is it still hailing?
Yes, but not immediately over our heads. We're under hard cover.
He's like, well, it's against protocol, but since it doesn't make any fucking difference now, okay.
Fuck protocol.
He takes the helmet off.
Protocol got all your friends killed. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty handsome.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, you'd never know it under that bug-eyed helmet.
Well, that's the point. We want everyone to think we're big, scary dudes, even when we're strikingly handsome and rugged.
You can't be big, scary, and strikingly handsome at the same time.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear.
You can't be both big. You can't be both big and scary and strikingly handsome at the same time.
Well, not on the battlefield.
It's yeah, but the battlefield's not the whole world.
It is when you're in my line of work, so
Sucks.
it does.
Yeah, we have we run into trouble a few times, but we don't try to kill other people for a living.
Yeah, it's not easy work to do, but somebody's got to do it.
Most of the soldiers I've met are assholes. Well, they are because they're not. Because they aren't soldiers. Most of the ones I meet are in private security, and they used to be soldiers, but now they're having to say yes sir and no sir to some jumped up corporate asshole.
Yeah, I have my uncle, and his wife are both in the military, and they're both private now, and they're the most jaded, bitter people I've ever met. I ignore them I don't go back for holidays as a result of their generally shitty behavior. Yeah,
the ones I've met have either been complete jerks or they're just dead. And you try to get even the couple I've tried to get close to, it's not great.
Yeah. Well, when you've seen,
and Thorn smiles, and you can see why somebody of either gender would find it attractive.
Absolutely. Yeah, they have to, there's a certain point, I think, there's a breaking point, I think, for everybody. Either you go upstairs and you become an admiral or a fucking general or something like that, or you stay down here on the field and you wind up just getting chewed up and spit out.
Yeah. Or you get invalided out of the service, right?
Well, that's the worst of the end game. So nobody's hoping for that one. But
although one of the few ones I knew that wasn't a jerk or bitter, he lost a foot and it couldn't be regenerated.
Oof. Ouch.
Well, he was a bodyguard, but he was a bodyguard for his wife. I think what made a difference. She was a diplomat, so he got a good gig.
Yeah, the cush gig.
He was some kind of special forces. He expected he always told me he expected to die in space through explosive decompression or from running out of supplies floating in the void.
Yes, it's always the best way to go, isn't it? No Valhalla for you.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe there's Valhalla afterwards. But they're not a lot of. I haven't met a lot of soldiers who are believers.
Yeah, no, that was facetious Valhalla. I don't believe either.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. I've only seen battlefields and pictures, so I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's in a war zone doesn't mean that you guys don't see just stuff just as nasty.
Oh, we see people are just as nasty. I guarantee it.
Absolutely.
When you our ship does fast courier runs, mostly data, probably mostly stolen or defected from.
Liberated.
Well, a lot of times, a scientist who wants to jump ship from from point A to point Z,
Yep, I gotcha.
So sometimes, occasionally we have a passenger as a person, but a lot of times it's just stuff they're trying to sell in order to make a new life.
So how'd you guys wind up here?
Same way you did. Pulled out of hyperspace.
Where were you heading to?
We're headed to one of the Zephyr colonies. It's called Boreal. Anyway,
Haven't heard of it.
yeah, home to a big corporation called Zgenics.
Yeah, try to stay out of the corporate world. It's far more dangerous than the business of war.
It is if you don't know how to swim in the sea. But then again, I'd stay out of your sphere. Okay, so this is a reach out move.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're attempting a reach out here.
Yes.
So, yeah, what stat do you think you would be rolling on? I'm thinking will.
I'm thinking will too. I'll even argue that I have advantage because I have manipulation. Does that work, or is it just regular?
Yeah, I'll say sure.
I mean, were you being sincere, or were you?
Were you being sincere? Well, that's true. Were you being sincere, or were you being,
Yes.
or were you trying to manipulate? If you're trying to be
Yes,
sincere,
but I'm also trying to achieve a goal. So up to you. There's nothing I said that wasn't true.
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna say I think we're just gonna roll straight here.
Okay. It did not work.
I was gonna say, what did you throw new dice on the board, or did you pick two and re-roll them?
I threw new dice on the board. I should have picked two and re-roll them because there were enough dice on the board.
I was gonna say there's a lot of dice. I'm not sure which ones were. Why don't you go ahead and pick two? Tell us which two are you picking, and
Fine, I'll
go ahead and roll them.
That's a 12. Sorry, they changed while I was looking at them.
Got it.
I apologize. They rotate and then they mutate. Okay, that's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay. So
I think,
so basically, so when you open up a reach out, when you open up and try to emotionally connect with another character, either a player character or a GM character, tell us what you're doing and how you're making yourself emotionally vulnerable, and then roll on the appropriate stat. I think it's pretty obvious just from the nature of this conversation.
Yes.
So we got a mixed result.
It's a tentative connection.
And so the two players can decide based on the interaction whether both characters clear one stress, or if one character clears 2 and the other does not clear any. It sounded like it's pretty mutual.
We decide. Yes, we decide.
You two
I'll
decide.
offer that we both clear one.
Yeah, that sounds about, the tension between us seems to have broken. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, each clear one stress box. So,
by the way, I only asked you for your rifle because I was going to give it back. Just
Yeah,
wanted-
well,
I just wanted to establish a little bit of quick and dirty trust before we got on to whatever we were going to do.
yeah, no,
Not have a big fucking argument.
Or you know, or I suppose the counter offer would be like, I don't know, why don't you give me your gun?
Well, I did,
True.
but then again,
So, got it. We're now going to do a custom move. I don't have it written out, but I kind of have it in my head. This is so the night passes, and everyone has a weird and disturbing dream. This is going to basically be a will check that's going to determine like if there's going to be ongoing effects. So I'm going to ask Sparks to please make a will, not a will check. This is going to be a nightmare roll. This is a nightmare roll. Again, I don't have the move written out, but please roll plus will.
Okay. Got these white dice down in the bottom right.
Okay.
I'm going to see
Reroll.
white dice.
I got an 8.
They're
Okay.
oh, they look green to me.
The bottom right under Jason.
The bottom right under Jason.
Oh, under Jason. No,
You might
I have
need,
to scroll over. Oh, way over there. I see them.
They're way over. You might need to scroll around.
They're
Yeah.
way over there. Okay.
I am rolling percentile dice because it's a D100 chart. Oh, let's see here. The nightmare is the conversation you're having is charming, civil, and courteous. The only problem is that they are holding your hand in a bottle of. They're holding your hand in acid. So on a mixed result, you know, you have a nightmare. It is somewhat disturbing, and on a mixed result, please mark a when you wake up in the morning. It is disturbing. Please mark a stress.
Okay.
Thorn, please make a nightmare check. That is going to be a roll. That is going to be roll plus will.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you wake up. You think you wake up at some point. You know, like suddenly you think you might have had some kind of a dream, but you don't really remember it. And by the way, to re-roll, all you need to do is click on a die. It should turn
Yes.
orange. Click on another one.
I figured out how to reroll.
Got it.
Yes. Thanks.
I'm going to take some of these dice off the table just because we got too many dice.
I appreciate that.
And to do that, you just click on them, and then you can hit the delete select. You can click the delete selected button. Wow.
Oh, I see. That's what it is.
How do you put a name by it?
There's a label.
Yep.
It says up there label. To the right of all the dice. D what's it?
So what do? Just hit enter, or is it?
Submit, the red submit button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you type something in, you hit the red submit button,
Got
and then you should be able to like pick it up and move it around.
Yep, I got it. Thank you. I guess I'm next.
Yes. Make them nightmare. Yes. So this is the nightmare roll. Please roll plus will.
It keeps deselecting. Oh, can you hold on, Jason? I think you're deselecting it when I roll it. 6. I super fail. I have no modifier.
Okay.
Fortunately, super fail is just the same as fail.
Yes.
You got number 85. You are bleeding from your mouth, ropes of it suspended from your lips. The viscera starts moving of its own accord. Please mark a stress. I'm going to give you a condition, which is called. We're just going to call it lesser compulsion. If you get it again, then there's going to be some like you have a you have a compulsion to the lesser compulsion is to like you're getting these like images in your head that you're having a hard time getting out, and they're disturbing. Basically, if you get another one of the, basically the next time you fail a nightmare check, then there's going to be some other things. It's almost like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You're going to be like obsessed with trying to like make something.
Okay. Is there a place I can mark that? It looks like I'm all full up.
Where can we put that? Yeah, there's usually notes. I thought there was going to be a notes section somewhere. Why don't we do?
Didn't you just mark that fourth one, Jason?
Yeah, I just got my fourth one.
Yeah. Okay.
You can always just type it down at the bottom on
Yeah,
one of the.
and also I'm like sticking another. I'm just sticking some more lines in gear, or yeah, we can note it in the bottom. Yeah, Offworlders doesn't really have conditions per se, but this is a mechanic I'm trying to adapt from Dead Planet. I think I'm just gonna put it in. I think I'm just gonna put it in gear. Just so that I remember it. Okay.
Oh, there. Cool.
That's not the best place for it, but I don't want to mess with the
It works.
for any more than that.
No
Okay.
problem.
So it's next morning. Let's see. We are starting to run low on time. I need to call a short break, and then I think we're just going to smash cut to. I think we're just going to smash cut to you atop the mesa.
Can I when we come back, Mike? Can I have one quick scene?
Absolutely.
Waking up scene from my high stress.
Yes.
Take a shot at trying to get that down.
Absolutely.
But yeah, after we get back.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Are we all back?
And
Yep.
that's all, Jason. I'm here. Abe.
Okay, looks like we are all here. Cool. So, I don't have a lot of time left. So, Logan, your squad had tried to go east around the base of the mesa, had gone around to the east. So you lead this team west and around.
Mike, can I get that?
And this time you're able.
Can I get that quick scene that we were talked about?
Oh yes. I'm terribly sorry. Yes.
So I think what happens is like Sparks has partially created this shelter underneath this rock with like a tarp, and sometime during the night, I wake up from this dream of having my hand in acid, and I wake up and somehow my hand is like fallen outside. So it's like that rain has dropped on the hail has dropped. So I've got these blisters and it's kind of smoking, and I jump up and I throw my tarp around and I'm like, God damn it, motherfucker. I'm so sick of this bullshit. And I pull out my pistol and I start shooting at those tendrils up above and just screaming and making a fit, which probably wakes the others.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm shooting for act out.
I was going to say, it sounds like you are acting out.
He is acting out.
So, yeah.
Do you roll with anything on that or just straight roll?
Straight roll, I think.
Yeah, I think usually I think it's pretty much just going to be a.
Okay.
I lifted this move from the I lifted act out from the game last fleet. Given time, if we had time, I'd go look up the move there just to see if I forgot anything. But
I'd guess
go ahead and just roll.
It might be plus will, but
the hell.
my will is 0 anyway. So
okay,
here we go. 2 white dice. Roll selected. 6. So that's a fail. Let's see. On a miss, clear 1 stress, the GM will tell you what consequences you face, which are not limited to the list below.
Okay. I think just for I don't want to give you a disadvantage here. I'm going to tell you. How's this? How's this? You pulled out your gun. You shot at the sky, and you are now out of ammo.
Okay. Yeah, sounds reasonable.
You still get to clear 1 stress, though.
Sparks.
God damn it! I'm so.
Jesus, look.
Look at my fucking hand.
Jesus Christ. All right, this isn't good, but what were you shooting at?
I don't know.
Oh, and you know what?
I just wanted to get out of here. Go
Okay,
ahead.
hang on a moment. Let me spray some foam on it. Take your wrist and I reach into the med kit and pull out a little spray gel. And
what were you going to say, Mike?
I was going to say, I think some more consequences. You did say that you actually got an acid burn. I was going to give you some actual damage.
Sure.
And I'm going to give you 4 points of damage.
Okay. And then sounds like Thorn might be doing the mechanical healing thing. What is that? You burn a supply and you heal 1d6. Is that how that works?
Yes, that's how it works.
Okay.
So let me roll the d6. And it's a 3.
All right. So I'm down 1 hit point overall.
Down 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You all right now?
Yeah. Let's just get this over with.
You and me both.
Okay. So.
Stand down, Sergeant. Everything's okay.
So there's a brief montage of you like going up this narrow switchback path that goes up the side of the mesa. There's one point where there's another one of these hailstorms that hit you while you're going up. You make it to the top, and this cloud is like roiling, and it's very, very dark there, such that it is hard to see through this black cloud.
Thorn puts her fingers to her temples.
Yes, you definitely feel that there's a psychic wrongness here. And you can feel where it is, and you can feel where it's coming from, and as you just know, you can just feel where this is coming from, and so Thorn, you lead your friends there.
Yeah. Well, guys, here, I can tell you exactly what direction to go in because it's straight towards the headache.
So here's the thing about the mesa. It's more of the same like gray like basalt like bedrock that pretty much this whole island is made out of. But the top of this mesa is it's unnaturally flat. It's not. I guess it might be a little. It might be a. No, I'm not going to say it's particularly slippery, but it's unnaturally flat and somewhat smooth.
Yeah, in other words, it's sheared off like that.
Unlike the blasted terrain of the plateau that you crossed to get here.
So in other words, it's. Oh, sorry.
And so as you move toward the center of this mesa, eventually this blackness, at least the thick like black mist that you're walking through, clears out a little bit. It's still dark because this roiling clouds above you are obscuring the sun. But before you stands this circular archway, which is like coming up out of the mesa. This archway is made of like twisted, almost organic looking shapes. Almost looks like bodies and tentacle, like humanoid and non-humanoid bodies and tentacles, and it's almost this like organic shape. It's like it's a circle. Stands at least 25 feet tall. It is made out of the same like weird, dark, twisted metal that the statue that you found aboard the Alexis was made out of. In fact, it is very similar in craft. Inside this weird, twisted metallic, organic metallic circle is this like it is a void, but it's like swirling. You feel a very slight breeze which is blowing toward this void. That's in the center of this like weird twisted gate. What do you do?
I take it that seems literally what it is. It's a gate.
That would be your guess.
Is there anything around that's like a big red button, or like one of those Frankenstein? You pull it down and it turns it
Giant
off.
knife switch. Yeah. No, you don't really see anything like that. You do. One thing you do see is that there are like coming out of this like twisted like organic metal thing of the gate. On either side of it are several. I guess for lack of a better word, they're thick cables that go off behind the gate, kind of into the mist. They're I'm going to say there's 3 of them on either side, and they're like kind of not quite. They're kind of like braided together. but each one is each of these individual strands of this cable, yeah, they're probably like a good like 2 or 3 inches in diameter. And again, they seem to be made out of this like black metallic substance. But they go off kind of like into the like deeper into the mist, away from the gate.
It's not natural, Thorn. I think we should blow it up. Get the hell out of here.
Let's see where these cables go. I'm not sure. Just a moment here. Is this where the signal is coming from? Or is it elsewhere on the mesa here, maybe where these cables are going to?
I'm just going to tell you the from like your hand scanners that you were like looking for the anomaly. Yeah, this gate, that's where this hyperspace anomaly is originating from.
Well, what is, there are cables coming out of this gate to something.
Mm-hmm.
Something has come out of this and has built a device. This brought a device and is powering it through the gate.
I'll take a point and go check it out.
We should at least have a look at it.
I'll reach out to you guys on comms when I get down there.
Why don't I set up that blasting charge, just in case.
I'm not sure a charge is going to take down this archway.
Yeah, we got to find the source. Maybe if it's got some sort of battery, that's where we want to plant the charge, because then it's going to cut the power.
We're probably going to have to go through and fight what the sergeant said, find the source, put on a timer, and then get the hell out. In fact, yeah, I'm not sure what it is. This is the source of the disturbance. It's this gate. It's not whatever they've built. I don't know what the hell they've built, who these people are. No, maybe they're just scientists, but their apparatus is fucking up our world. We're just gonna have to go in.
I don't know what kind of science this is. I've never seen it before.
No.
But
we've never encountered a race with psychic powers like this either. And I don't particularly want to encounter them ever again, frankly.
Yeah, I'm all out of scientific curiosity. Let's get into that mist, follow these wires, figure out what we got to blow up, and let's get back to the ship.
Let's pause briefly and rig a timer to one of those charges.
how do we know how long it'll be? I mean, we should get down.
We don't, but right now it's not designed to have a timer on it. So
we could burn a supply and maybe have like a.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you can certainly burn a supply and have like a radio radio controlled.
Exactly.
Radio controlled detonator.
The red button.
Yep.
Yeah. No. We'll go with a timer. All right.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
we're basically at time here. So why don't we? Are you going to follow the cables, or are you going to set a charge first and then follow the cables, or?
Well, no. If the gate itself is the source of the problem, does it? Oh, well, there it is. No, we're going to follow the cables because, in fact, that may be the battery.
Right.
It may be being sustained from this side, in which case we've got to blow up whatever is keeping it alive.
So you follow the cables. They go deeper into the mist, and they as you follow them, the cables actually come closer together, such that they're lying basically side by side. And it comes to a there's a opening. There's an opening in the ground at the top of the mesa, and there's almost like a and the cables go into this like hole in the earth, and next to it, there is a set of stairs that are like carved into the earth that go down. I think we're going to end with you standing at the edge of this thing, looking down, shining, like one of you shining a torch down there, and you don't really see an end.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end it there, and then hopefully, we will conclude this adventure next week.
Sounds
Oh.
good.
All right.
Well, thank you, folks.
It's fun playing.
Awesome. Well,
Thanks,
thanks
Abe.
for joining us. I'm glad you could.
Yeah,
we
thanks
could
for
have run-
filling in, Abe.
Yeah, I would
That's great.
have run this with just 2 players, but I'm glad we had a third. I think this is a lot of fun. Abe, I hope you can join us next week.
Yeah, I gotta go sign up for it, but I'll do that now.
Yeah. Please do. Hope to see you next week, and we'll bring it home next week. Before I break, everyone's okay with me posting this recording on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I had a really good time, and we will see you next week.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Take care, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.